Yeah, so it's 15th of October, we're mowing some grass. It's a bit of third cut that we want to get done and dusted and out of the way. Yeah, so altogether we've got three fields to do. This field here has got 12 acres in it. We have another field then with the other field has roughly got 5 acres in it, and then the last field ends with 4 acres in it. So yeah, just trying to get done dusted and out of the way now before the weather turns wet. We've had a relatively dry week. We had a little bit of rain yesterday morning, but yesterday was all dry. Today has been mostly dry, even though it's sort of a little overcast now this evening. But yeah, it's been mostly dry, and it's just a good chance to get this done and dusted and out of the way. Yeah, so this is field number 1 that I'm in at the minute. I'm going to get it finished this evening. Hopefully I might go over and do field number 2 just after tea. It's the 4-acre field, so there's a couple of small fields in it, and yeah, to get that done dusted this evening, that'll be fine. And then in the morning we'll do the other 5-acre field, or Dad will probably do it as I start baling. So the grass is bone dry. You can actually bale this now. It's lovely. It's a lovely leafy crop of grass. Yeah, not much weeds in it. So it'll make quite nice bales. You're not going to have to chop around in the baler to chop the grass here, because the fact that it is quite short and leafy. Yeah, you just won't need to do that. So it should be easy enough on the baler to get it all baled off. So yeah, that's the plan for the next couple of days. The slurry ban, it was implemented over the last day. Actually last night, midnight, was the last day of the spreading the slurry. So we spent most of the day yesterday spreading slurry. Got all our slurry out, all the tanks are now completely emptied, and we're good now for the next few months until the ban is once again lifted in the early days of January. So yeah, pretty much that with a lot of the field work now at this stage. We got all the drilling, it's all done and dusted, it's finished with. Yeah, we've got the winter wheat, we've got it finished up on today is Thursday. We got it finished up on Tuesday. We're not going to get it rolled. We're afraid of maybe a bit of compaction if we start going around rolling it, so we're just going to leave it alone. Yeah, but again, great to have that done and dusted out of the way as well. So yeah, a lot of the field work is finished. This is probably one of the last jobs we'll be doing now for the year, and yeah, that'll be us done and dusted. It's a matter then to get the rest of the cattle in then probably in the next week or two, just depending on how the weather is. Yeah, that's really it. Weather is, as I say, to stay good over the next few days. We're going to think maybe right up and over the weekend. So yeah, every day you get now this time of the year is a bonus. Okay, so it's the following day and we're now baling. Didn't get any drone footage last night, as yeah, just was too tricky conditions. Me is driving and going to try and fly the drone in the dark. It was never going to work. But yeah, so far so good. We're just finishing the first field. We're only going to bale this one field here today. We'll bale the other two fields then tomorrow, Saturday. We had a little bit of rain this morning, so we kind of had to just wait a little bit just for that to kind of burn off or dry off, and it has done. Grass is really nice. Now it is short, so we're not having to chop the grass because it is short. That's very loud and annoying, so apologies for that. But yeah, grass is quite short, but it'll make really nice silage, or it should do. So yeah, so we're gonna just finish off this last few rows. I might just stick the drone up now really quickly and you can kind of see an overview of the field here just as we're finishing the last couple of bits. And So we are finished and we've just about beaten the rain. You can see the clouds are moving in once again. This bale here is a result of trying to fly a drone and make a bale at the same time. So it's a little lopsided and soft on one side, but overall they're not all like that. They're all fairly good bales. There's a couple around the headland are a little bit lopsided, where it was really light. Grass was a wee bit, it was light and that short grass. It is hard enough to make good bales sometimes, but yeah, overall they're not too bad. Yeah, and to get it baled before that the rain does come, if there is any coming, is always good. There's a couple of wheels you just have to move into the transport position. This is an LED light we added to it, so you might see it in the videos, especially now when the weather isn't just as sunny. You can see it. Yeah, it's just shining in onto the bale itself, so you can see the net and see what's happening with it. It was a little bit hard to see at times, so that has just brightened that up, which is always good when you can see what's happening. You can see the wheels have carried a little bit of muck. That'll not be long disappearing once we get onto the road. And yeah, so at least this field here, there's about 12.5 acres in this field here in total, and that is now done and dusted. It just leaves the other couple of smaller fields to do tomorrow. But overall, you see the field has the grass has been lifted fairly clean. It hasn't really marked the field as such. There's a soft area over in the far side of the field. There's a couple of small tracks in it, but still not too bad. So yeah, so I think we're going to get these wrapped now this evening. So we will be stacking then tomorrow afternoon once we get the other couple of fields baled up in the morning. So hopefully it stays dry. This is really the last of the field work. This is it. So it'd be nice to get it done and dusted, and at least then after that it's really, we can concentrate then. Some cattle still to come in, good few cattle still to come in. We still have quite a few cattle outside. We can be concentrating then on the likes of that, and getting the rest, the few last bits in the yard ready, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's really it for today. So yeah, next part of the video will be tomorrow. We'll be over baling in some other ground, so I'll take you along. We'll see how we get on over there, and then stacking at the end as well. So we'll just kind of put it all into one video, and yeah, see how we get on. That's it. So we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so we're down to the last row in the baling. Yeah, getting on quite well with it. We've baled, there was 3 small fields we baled this morning, and yeah, just finishing off now this last field. The stuff we baled this morning was quite dry. This here not so much. This is a little bit on the wetter side, but yeah, still make quite nice stuff. Yeah, altogether, I don't know how many bales there is. We will know at the end. Yeah, but sure we shall see. So yeah, there is one more little bit of a row up here. I think the bale is more or less full now, but I think it should just fit it in. Well, yeah, it's only a small enough row. But yeah, this lovely green grass, there's still plenty of leaf in it. We made hay in this earlier on, so it's actually only second cut. That's why it's a bit heavier than the other bits of grass. But it'll make a nice job of this ground. It'll tidy it up nicely now for the winter, and yeah, it'll not have a lot of heavy grass on it come next spring. Yeah, so this is the last piece, and we should be able to fit it in, I think. More or less. It's not actually, the bale could hold a little bit more, but just the way it has worked out, almost full. So the sun has just come out as we finish off, and yeah, that's the end of the bales and really the end of all the baling for 2020. That's the last time we'll have the F440 out, I would imagine. Overall, this is our first season with it. Very happy with it. It's a good bale up, and happy enough with the bales that it makes. Makes a good bale. Is it as good as a McHale? Probably not, but then we're not contracting as a farmer's machine 100%. So now it's on to my favourite job in the whole world, stacking bales. Let's get the bale lifter on.
just realized I've built walls a mile high to protect my heart, but now I'm all alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been too scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I am strong. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear them down. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? Just watch me march towards the battle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? If it couldn't break your heart, is it really I know I can't hide, 'cause then I'd be alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been so scared that I'd unravel, brick by brick. I built these walls, now I know that I'm enough. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear them down. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love?
So here I am with my favourite job in the whole world, and well on with it now at this stage. We're down to the last, there's only a few bales left. There's one there up in the right hand corner, and then there's, was there here, 4 then on the left hand side. Was it 5? No, there's actually 5 here on the left hand side. So we're down to the last few bales. We had around 100 and, it was either 105 or 106 bales in total. So yeah, it yielded fairly well for time of year, and yeah, it was quite nice grass. Feed quality is never going to be what it is early in the year, but we made bales later than this last year, and cows done okay on them, I have to say. We had been feeding a little bit of hay before that, and the cows had started to fail a bit on the hay. But when we moved on to the October made silage, you could see after about a week or 10 days they started to come back up. They were doing a lot better on it. If it's leafy, if it's kind of, once it's not all old grass shot out, if it's leafy, it's still fairly good. Yeah, so I'm quite happy at this stage to be almost finished. Took about an hour and a half or so to stack the bales, which isn't too bad. I done them probably over the half of them on my own. Dad then appeared. He was away doing a bit of drilling for a neighbour. You see him here, he's actually on the phone using the David Brown. Yeah, so that's, he just hooked the bail lifter onto the David Brown and come over with it rather than hooking off the drill and all that kind of stuff. So it was just quicker to scoot over and to give a bit of a help with the David Brown. I have a bit of footage of the David Brown. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But I noticed one of the flashing beacons here isn't working on the 6.9, which I didn't notice until now. So that may not be working for a while, but probably a bulb or something gone. We're going to have a look at that. Yeah, it's always great when you can stack the bales in the field where you've made them, that you're not having to load them up and take them to elsewhere. It just leaves the whole bale stacking process a little bit quicker. Yeah, trying to leave a small gap between some of the bales or most of the bales. Sometimes when they're touching, you can have a little bit of a musty spot on them, so that's kind of what we're doing. A little bit later in the video, you'll see that that doesn't always work out. Sometimes they can be a little bit too close. Yeah, David Brown now, I'm just taking a wee bit of drone footage here as Dad is going for the last bale. Yeah, David Brown's okay on this job once the bales aren't too wet. The previous field, the grass was very dry, and at this here field was a little bit wetter. So you'll probably notice now when he lifts it, the front end goes a wee bit light. It's not too bad, but it goes a little bit light. There is a set of weights on the front of the David Brown, but just not enough to keep it weighed down. Yeah, he has to reverse over the field, because if he drove over, it would be, the front end would be rearing up a little bit. Yeah, David Brown's handy for this kind of work, especially if the bales are a little bit lighter. And Dad quite likes driving it. It wouldn't be my tractor of choice for going to pick up bales or to move bales. But yeah, that's really it for this video now. He's just going to reverse over. Just keep an eye out for a little bit of bulldozing that goes on near the end. We're trying to straighten up a bale. Don't forget, if you're not already a subscriber, to hit the sub button, to leave a like in the video, comment down below, and all that kind of stuff. And we shall see you in the next one. And here's the bulldozing.